Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
a lot of
So
dough.
so guess what? Everybody wants to build that content. And so if you're using something now, I'm using OpenArt AI, but if you're using something else, there's often that availability for you to become a referral partner. And so you can make a link, and then every time you make a post that gets some traction, you're leaving that link in the first comment of your own post so everybody sees it, right? And I didn't even have much clicks on it, but a very high click through rate there. So only 12 people liked it, but 9 people signed up. So that means 9 leads. And from these leads, 3 sales today, right? And people are paying every month for these things. So that's every month. All of these people, if they renew their credits, their package that they had with OpenArt, I'm getting paid. And if other people are boarding other people as well, I'm getting paid even more. So you want to have these build these income streams. Now it's not going to be $2,000-3,000 from the get go, right? And so a lot of people won't do it because it's like, yeah, the first 2 weeks you're going to be sitting there like, but that's the time to hone in on the analytics of it, what you could do better, right? And just tweak that. But know that in 2, 3 months, you can build something that is a really good income, right? For a lot of people, it could really help you out. And it's passive. So it just means I make the good morning post anyway. I'm putting the link under it anyway. And here we go, right? Just post it. I'm doing all the normal stuff that I'm doing, nothing extra, and you make money. We should be looking into those things for the new year and look into more of those things, right? You can buy more Vault this way, or buy more Bitty coins, right? Aubrey is landed in the house as well. And so, or you can just pay your way in life, right? Because that's important as well, guys. And so that's just what I did. But if you're using anything of the content creation, then go ahead and refer yourself up, and so you can just get a little bit of pay on the side there. That's always a good thing. If you have nothing in your bio or you're never posting links, this means this is a net zero. This is a wasted opportunity. We got to do better than that, right? We can do one thing like say good morning, and then have three different mechanisms in there that either pay you or help you build, or et cetera, right? It's got to be coming back to you in threefold, right? So, but I'm gonna help you out with that on Saturdays. How to do that? I got some things lined up that we just want to talk about, and we're just going to talk about it with every space. We're just going to expand on it a little bit, and sometimes just harp back just a little bit. And I also want to on Saturdays do a little bit of explaining a liquidity pool and trading in liquidity pools. This is important if you are a holder of a project that you love, which you guys vote into, right? And taking profit should not be a problem. However, we do not want to dunk on our fellow friends, right? That doesn't feel right to begin with. Also, it's not good for your wallet if you have a tons of price impact with your
Yo, it's
selling.
so crazy that you mentioned that. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's just
No, go ahead.
last night at like 4 a.m. I got up to use the restroom, and as I was using the restroom, in my head I started thinking about price impact, and I was like, oh, I should make a calculator where you can put in a ticker or a contract. I've already made this since I came up with the
Jake
idea.
was going to the toilet for a
Yeah.
wee.
Dude, what a great
Brilliant idea.
it's a price impact calculator. I have it right here on the live stream. This is
Mhm.
it. So I did this last night in the middle of the night. Crypto impact calculator. And so you can put in a contract address or a ticker, and then basically it has like a little buy simulator that it shows you like if you bought 1K worth, like what would you do calculate impact. And I don't have it like dialed in yet. It's not perfect. I might have to incorporate the CoinGecko API to make it work properly. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to like dial it in since I like came up with the idea, but I've got like a couple mock-ups that the preview looks like. I don't know if it's functioning 100% yet, but isn't that a sick idea?
That is a great idea. However,
Yeah, it is.
Does it
you
already
also
exist?
see, yeah, but no, you
Oh.
see it in your wallet too, right? If you pay attention. It
Mm-hmm.
gives you the price impact prediction. It's
It's
not always accurate, right?
oh
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get what you mean. Yeah.
Mm.
Um,
And so you always want to be trading with the price impact. If you do spot your bags, meaning you're buying and selling spot, that you need to be within 5%. 5%, no more. Because 5%, if you do more, you start to hurt yourself,
right,
right?
and that's like around
Yeah.
like $1,500. Anything over that,
Yeah.
then you start having a price impact, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
on
Well,
anything below like
it
five
depends. Yeah,
mil.
it depends on the market cap. So if we're talking 500K market cap, 1500 will leave you with
That
it's market cap to
that
liquidity ratio, by the
that'd be
way. So that's
a
yeah.
huge candle.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that is taking 20-30%, and that
Right.
means that your bag is taking a 30% hit, even though the price initially might say something different. Yeah, so you're basically shitting on your own. You're taking it down the whole bag in one candle with a 30% hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So plus, you don't want to, like I said, especially if you need to take profit, but there's a responsible way to take profit, and that is through liquidity pools. Then make sure that when you set your range, every coin is being sold in that range, traded in that range for you. And so, a single-sided liquidity means it's getting sold. If you do both sides, it's every time up and down, it's being bought and sold out of your pool. And this is a great way to also earn fees. So if you're sitting on biggie bags, right, you might, and the chart is moving sideways, which is perfect for LP trading, then you should be adding something to an LP there and make money while the bag is cooking, right, on fees of that being traded in and out of your pool. And so the single-sided version, if you just want to sell, meaning you get the amount that you want for every token that you have. Also, it doesn't show on the chart. It's directly traded from your pool, so you're not putting any pressure on the chart that way, right? So you still support everything while you are, doing the business of making some sales. Which we should not be self shaming by any means. It's just that how you sell does make a difference, right? That's where we make a difference. Also, trading liquidity pools just for profit, then we're going to look into some other directions, and then tight ranges are going to matter and which coins, right? And so that's going to be, I'm going to talk about that in the new year. How to set that up? It's pretty easy. It's just that in order for people to actually start trading through liquidity pools, I know, understand that we need to talk about it repetitively, Dick, right? So
Mm.
it's going to be an item on Saturday, liquidity pools. Let's talk about it. Let's go over how to do it because, yeah, people need to hear this more than three, four, sometimes even five times because somehow the word liquidity pool is sounding like rocket science to most and make people feel like they can't
Oh,
do
it's
this because it's
intimidating.
complex.
It's super
And yeah,
intimidating. Yeah.
yeah, it's intimidating. And so we let's help everybody by making it less intimidating by talking about it more, by doing it on a live stream, right? And on how to do it with certain tokens. I can give you a wallet that you can do it with, Tick, that you can show it then on the
Oh,
live
okay.
streams, right?
Uh-huh.
So, and then we're going to execute it like that. And that's going to be a thing on Saturdays that we want to have doing here.
Hmm.
And it's not just, it's great for the Volt family here because, like I said, when you enjoy your community, there's always this thing about not selling. And that is not really great either, right? This market goes up and down and we need to recognize. And this is really a good way of um, selling in a responsible manner that doesn't hurt the community and it doesn't hurt the chart, right?
Hmm.
And that should
Yeah.
be available to all of us, and that makes it overall better.
Yeah, that sounds interesting because when I got into crypto, matter of fact, in November of 2021, I got in here mining. I was mining SHIB, I think what else, Doge, a few other tokens because back in the days, Ethereum was a proof of work, not proof of stake, and it's always good to learn, and I think that's pretty bullish. So you got to make a video on how to do that.
There are videos already, but I want to do it live with you. We're going to do it
Nice.
live every Saturday. We're going to spend like a good 15, 20 minutes on this liquidity pool trading, and I'm going to give Tick some money in a wallet to do that with so he can execute it on the live streams and then show everybody how to do that, how to do it on different chains, and also how to figure out where the pool should be, right? Where to open it, where to go, because that's different for every chain as well. And you guys, we know Valtino is on BNB, the Ethereum side, but you might have a different token that's on Base. You might have a token that's on Solana. You might have it on Sui. Where you would go then, right? And so we're going to touch on that as well. So we're going over different chains, how to set up ranges, how to trade, how to do single-sided liquidity, right? If you want to sell only, and overall, if you have massive bags, then it's important that you learn this, right? Because this can really, while the market is going sideways, have what passive income yet again, right? And that's trading from liquidity pool. There's of course always risk involved, so we're not doing that with all our portfolio. But I always I trade XRP a lot in the pool, and that's just raking in fees from it being trading, and so that bag is not sitting still. It's actually creating income for me. But yeah, that's going to be a thing here on Sunday, and to talk about, right? Because I think that's important. I think not just for Vault Inno, I think for everybody to learn about liquidity pools. We've seen it a lot, didn't we, Tick?
Mm-hmm.
That new projects come up and they don't know even what a liquidity pool is, right? A
Yeah.
project developer, and that's so bearish, you guys, because these guys need to be knowing if they're pushing a project, they are launching a project. You need to know how to add liquidity to your token.
I've
How can
actually
you not know this?
I remember watching one project do it and seeing their chart stabilize like dramatically prior to them like figuring out how to set up liquidity pools. Their chart was like ping ponging up and down like with like an insane amount of volatility. And then they incorporated the liquidity pools, and all of a sudden, all the excitement was gone. But like the chart was much more stable. But prior to that, it was kind of like bananas what the chart was doing.
Yeah, so if you're running a project, this is kind of what you want to be knowing about because you can manipulate volatility. And so when things are pumpy, okay, so you have initial liquidity when you launch a token. The token can only be launched at the time that the liquidity is added to the token, right? And that's what it means, right? So on pump fund, the mechanism goes through reaching that target, and then it transports it to radium, where then the pool is created. Yeah.
Mm.
And so when you launch a token for your own, let's say I coded a contract, I'm launching it, I need to put in that liquidity myself, or else the token is not live. Token goes live as soon as there's liquidity. Okay, so the liquidity there is called the developer liquidity, and that always catches fees. All right. And so, but let's say I launched through Pump Fund or another freaky platform. Um, that liquidity pool is only maybe 10 or 15%. So that is highly volatile. Now, that's nice if you want to pump. So initially, I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to let that rip. As soon as I see sell pressure coming in, that's where I add extra liquidity to the token and I stabilize the price. Right? So people don't panic. So you can manipulate through well, yeah, it's manipulation, but in the best way possible, right? So you stabilize the chart, stabilize everybody's price impact, so every holder is more likely to hold because their bag doesn't go up and down much in value. So that's the so if project owners are not knowing about liquidity pools, immediately I turn bearish because yeah, well, that's kind of where it starts. A token starts by adding liquidity, right? And all these platforms like Pump Fund
Mm.
made it easy for creators, but also kept them dumb,
I
right?
just so my calculator right now it's working. I did it on the Froge ticker, but it's I don't know if it's the right Froge because it's coming back with the market cap is 2.3 million. Um,
I don't know. I haven't looked today.
today it was at 3.8, I think.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
pumping,
Yeah.
but on here though, so I put it in so that like let's say hypothetically I
Yeah.
put in
3.8.
a 10K buy would have a price impact of 21.55%.
Yes.
Estimated slippage 0.15%. Total cost would be $12,185. So you'd be spending an extra 2 grand.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like so.
It's a lot of
Yes,
money.
I got it working though. How cool is that? I was just
Yeah,
doing
that
it
is
all on the
very
live
cool.
stream. This one I
Yeah.
built with VO by Vercel.
Yeah.
I used a few different apps, but anyway, doing something like this. If anyone has any questions about what tools I use to make the price impact calculator, go ahead and send me a DM, and I can give you some helpful resources for these things as
Yeah,
far.
and
Yeah.
if in any, it shows you how much it eats of your bag. That's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of money,
Yeah.
right?
two
But also
grand.
just on a thousand, yeah, that's a lot of money. And so we want to be within 5% at any time. And this sits on a 3.8 market cap. If you're sub 1 million market cap, if you're degening on the Pumpy Fund, right? Or
Yeah.
you're having a low cap token that is alive for a longer time in just a community, yeah, man, volatile. And the volatility also creates sentiment because if people see a large red candle on that chart, that's not going to look nice either, right? So stabilizing through liquidity pool. When the pump is initially, things pump and then it cools down for a little bit. And then in that cool down, developers do well to add liquidity at that moment, extra liquidity, open an extra pool to stabilize this price and incentivize your large holders to also create their own pool. The more people do that, the better. You do not need permission to create your own liquidity pool with any freaking pair out there. That's on you. It's your pool, right? And so that only helps the project further because that stability in price is gives everybody good feeling, right? If I go into my wallet and price is down again 30% and I have 1,000 in, I only have 700 now left on my 1,000. That's a ton. I feel like I lost 300, even though you only lose or win when you made the deal, right? But it gives a certain sentiment. And so if price is stabilized and price is only down 5%, I'm just like, yeah, well, okay, I'll hodl for a day longer, but still bullish here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what it does. And so it does a lot for sentiment in that direction as well. So that's going to be for Saturday in the new year. We're going to have a little section on that, and I'll make Dick here watch for you to watch what to do and on which chain to do it, and then we're moving on from there is to do it with other tokens, what to look for to make profit in this way. It's also a very relaxed way of trading, by the way, right? Because anything out of the pool, if you're having a small bag, it's traded really quickly. But if you have large bags, that stuff cooks for 2, 3, 4 weeks and just gives you that in and out percentage of profit, right?
Well,
0.5 for most. Yeah.
what if you did what I did and I set my range like relatively wide, but I've been getting a couple bucks in rewards like every day or every other day. So I've just kind of since I'm just hodling the tokens anyway, I'm like I might as well
Yeah.
earn something off of it. But so the APR on that, because the range is so wide, is only like 59%. But like
Yeah.
today, there's already 25 cents in pending yield.
Yeah.
That
And you have like a small baggie,
right,
right? In there. Yeah.
because
Like a
I've been
tiny.
testing it to see
Yeah.
if this is a good idea to like 10x
Yeah.
my bag from here or you know.
For me, it was especially I'm big in XRP, like big bags in XRP, and then adding 10K of liquidity or 5K of
Uh
liquidity
huh.
gives you a sustainable income,
Where you're
especially.
getting like 50
Yeah,
bucks a week or
and of
something.
course I
Yeah.
chose XRP because for me it didn't matter XRP if that chart takes down, I end up with more XRP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus I made fees, yeah. On the other side, I end up with more USDT or USDC plus the fees. So for me, this is a win-win because it's XRP. If I would trade a token that I do not want to hold, then I'm looking for a tighter range sideways. But we'll dig into that the coming time. Let's just pivot a little bit. You guys,
Hmm.
come on stage here. Let's hear what you did this Christmas. Was it merry? Was it jolly? Did you follow along the way? Right?
Did you get
Yeah.
rugged?
Did you get rugged?
Yeah.
That happens too. Did you buy some shady Santa
Me
joke?
last year, yeah. I think I got like some Rismus last year, and
Christmas. Oh
yeah,
God,
I'm
that
pretty sure. I
sounds
don't know if it's still in my wallet, but
pretty sure it sounds like a rug.
yeah.
For real, for real. Oh, yeah. If not, then I'm gonna move on to the next topic: is how can we be bullish for our X accounts? How do we grow in the fastest way possible, by still being very bullish and want to shield your projects? And so here's a little rating thing that has been. Yeah, let's get on stage, people. Hop on
Oh,
stage. We're
hey,
sitting
I
here.
just
I was trying to pin the Bueno officials the tweet where
Yeah,
he
yeah.
I,
eh,
I some reason with the update Android is not allowing us. I don't know.
Oh, that is weird. Let me go to the Voltino official.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things coming. It's beginning of
Yes.
this year coming up.
Which one did you want to have pinned here?
It's the one where he talks about. Let me see. It's the one where it says the 4 years anniversary, and he talks about what they're gonna be doing with KuCoin.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah, yeah.
I gotcha. Here we go.
And then also, since you guys were mentioning about like marketing and all that, and making extra money, they also got an ambassador program that's coming up too. So pay attention to those guys. Anybody in the space or anybody listening to the recording,
Absolutely.
if you have a platform on YouTube or you have a platform on TikTok or anywhere, you have a chance to earn some crypto. So keep an eye on that. Make sure you guys are following official, and also go into TG. I'm on profile. I got the link tree that you guys could do your own research and see everything that Volt has done
mm,
through this whole bear market. We've done a lot of crazy partnerships, amazing CoinGecko, OKX, a lot of crazy stuff. Even billboards across all America, Mexico, and Turkey inside malls. You even got Door Dashers dropping stickers and orders. A lot of crazy, a strong community, great dev, and one more thing I want to mention. A lot of times, I know you were talking about liquidity pool. While
Yeah.
I don't know, a lot of people don't pay attention to how much tokens each project has. Something about Volt,
Yes.
and and you could do your own research, guys. Look at Shiv. Shiv started with 1 quadrillion, and then I think they burned half, and they were left with like 500 something trillion. Out of the 500 trillion they got left, if you search up, go to the Etherscan and look how much supply Binance has, Uphold, uh, OKX, all these exchanges that Voino is still not listed on. But I want you to also pay attention that Vo is a deflationary coin, meaning that it's burning and it's gaining value. As you don't see the price yet on it, but the value is being made because it's becoming scarce. And the DeFi pools, if you go to Dex tools, go to DeFi pools, and you can do your own research. There's only 15 trillion Voino tokens left to buy. What that means? When any Binance, any OKX come into play, it's gonna create chaos. It's gonna go bananas. It's gonna be straight impact. So
Squeeze. Yeah, there's going to be
wow.
price squeeze when that happens.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody do your own research this way. Of course, we're here to tell you, but not just listen to us, right? Go ahead and check that out, how all of that works. Go follow the Vault Inu official Twitter and other social medias. Get into the TGs, and the social medias. Get, around the project, what it does, what did it do until now? I mean, like 4 years, still going, strong community. And but there's also tokenomics to be looking at, right? This is like a gift that keeps on giving, like a Russian doll. Every time you see something bullish, there's something bullish underneath, and
hmm.
then something more bullish when just unpack that for yourself a little, because that is something that we cannot do for you. And this is actually what
Correct.
builds conviction. We can only tell you and prompt you to, right? And so we should be doing that.
Can I add one more thing to this, guys? There was a partnership, and I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it by Astronova and Astronova. If you do your own research, who they are backed by, your mind's gonna be mind blown, and you're gonna be like, why did they choose this little old dog that's still not in the billions, that's still not on all the tier ones, and they selected Shib. They selected a bunch of other coins that been here in the space, building. But that's things that you got to pay attention to it. So when they made that pose, they said that they created an elite alliance of builders. So Volt was one of them. And another thing, Volt was also a builder with Shibarium. If you look at who built with Shibarium, Boino was one of them. So Astronova, if you look who's backing them up, the entities and the institutions, you're gonna be mind blown. You have the Saudis, they're about to go heavy because right now the race is who has the number one technology in the AI. Well, this is with all countries, and who's going to have the most crypto. So the Saudis are not going to stay behind, and so the Saudi Arabia is backing them up. Astronova, that's the first platform of the Vision 2030. You can search that up, and the guys that are backing them up, you got Epic Games, for example. For those that don't know who this Epic Game is, that's the Fortnite creators. They're in partnership with them. You got Alibaba, which is another big giant. You got Nvidia backing them up. You also got Microsoft. You got a lot. If you do your research, you're gonna be mind blown. And Volt Inu was selected to be among those builders. So don't sleep on this project. This project is done building so many things. Right now, the price is so low. It's an opportunity. That's the way I see it. So, but yeah, I just thought I'd let you guys know about that as well.
Absolutely. And it's been pumping. There's been movement. I mean, we cannot say that this train is not going, right? Train is going. Train is going. But you guys, check it out. Check out the pin post. Follow everything there. But definitely look into the tokenomics. Look into the things that it already did and let that help you build conviction. There's not much out there that has been going so hard for so long. So let's say hello to Chris right here on stage with me. Chris, how you doing?
Hello, hello.
Your
I'm doing well.
Your Christmas
Uh,
tree, your Christmas tree, Christmas hat is still, your Santa hat is still on.
uh, Still New Year even soon, so
True, true.
I can keep it
I
because
guess true.
where I am from, we usually celebrate New Year even more than Christmas.
Yeah.
So I have still these vibes. I'm still waiting celebrations. What is your big
You're just going from Christmas to New Year's and it's one big party. Let's just do that. That's the right way.
from what?
I said you're just doing from Christmas to New Year's one big
Yeah.
vibe party. There's vibes all over every day. What was your question, Chris?
Yeah. What was your the biggest win in this year?
The biggest win this year, I made I made a big Sui trade earlier in the year. That was my biggest. Well, it was not the biggest trade in amounts, but you know these trades that are just happening in the moment that you did not anticipate it. I did not TA that. I was going on a whim, and then it works out that way more than expected, and that's why that trade is still stuck with me. So it's not the biggest trade, but it was a trade that actually just landed in my lap, right? And I love when things happen like that, right? Landing in your lap like that. Yeah, definitely. What was
And
yours, Chris?
And it was Sue, right?
It was Sui. Yeah, I made a leverage trade on Sui. I trade
it
full
wasn't
time.
Ika, was it? Was it just the
No, it
suit?
was not Econ.
You had a good one on Ika too, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yes, actually, it was Walrus. Yeah,
Oh, word.
yeah,
Right, good time to buy a wall right now. It's like 11 cents today. It's going to go
absolutely.
back up to
But
50 cents very soon. That's a
yeah, a lot
quick
of
swing
people were
trade.
fading it, and I kind of felt it come in. And then that day, I was kind of busy, and I thought, no, I'm gonna sit down behind the laptop. I need to look at that walrus once more. And then
Yeah.
I looked at it. I called the shots right then and there. And but it all came together because sometimes I'm trading on different platforms when I do that. Open my futures, right? And so I just had to have that amount on Maxi, right? It was on Maxi, and then immediately I just pulled the trigger, and yeah, I had that amount that I traded with. So sometimes it happens like that. And then the year before was actually Sui itself, which was my biggest trade of the year. when that went from 60 cents, and I future traded that all the way up to $5.20 on a 60x. Yeah, so I basically I do trading for income, right? So this is my livelihood. And I, as people say day trade. I'm not really a day trader. I trade when I see the trade. When I see the trade and I sit down, do my TA, I see the trades, I make the trade. If I don't see the trade, I do not make the trade. I learned the hard way. I should not be hunting, right? Because in your hunting, you're going to see things that might not be there. And sometimes not trading is actually keeping you alive for another day, right? Another day of not getting liquidated is also then a win. But what are you doing in this space, Chris? And what was your biggest trade?
To be honest, I'm not really into trading, but my biggest win regarding tradings, I think it was Telegram gifts, but it's more about NFTs, not about tokens. But
Counts
I
too.
what?
A non-fungible and a token is also a token. So it counts.
Oh
Chris is
yeah,
angry. What are you telling me?
It counts. Okay.
It counts.
But I have win about Suyu too. It's
I was gonna mention real quick, guys. If you don't hold a VDSC, there's a chance to win one. Uh, Let me find the post. This is by Crypto Shay. What he's doing is, you just gotta buy a B&B bag of oat, and then just take a screenshot and paste it and tag two or three friends, and you'll get a chance to earn a VDSC. These VDSC NFTs were minted with
Oh,
Chainlink.
nice. Where do I go for that post so I can pin it, boss?
Yeah, let me find these crypto shades. I'll DM it to
Yes,
your yeah.
do it. And we'll see it. But yeah, Chris, stick around, man, for the New Year's because there's tons of stuff coming up. I'm going to do a giveaway for a whitelist. And this is not just any whitelist, not a public mint. So it's exclusive mint on Ethereum. And I only have a couple of, I needed to beg for these whitelists to give away, right? Because otherwise you got to hustle harder on leaderboards. Because that's the only people who are allowed then to mint to get access to that mint, and there's only a max of two per wallet, two or three per wallet. They're going to be like around $20-$30 depending on where Ethereum is. The mint is therefore on Ethereum, and these are going to be the augmented reality NFTs from Froge. And so you guys got to get ready for that. There's not really a giveaway as in, well, whoever commented or whatever. I'm going to look for the people who are engaging most with this space, right? And I'm just going to keep my eyes open because on the 1st of January, I'll be picking some people for. I only have two whitelists to give away here for this space. And so Tick is going to pick a person, Tick, and I'm going to pick a person. And I just want to see who's engaging most, right? And not. And if I see that being equal, then I ask Grok to do the picking for me. But initially, it's about who is always showing up in spaces, who is always supporting, because it's very, for NFTs projects more than anything else, it's important that their community is supportive like that, right? And no days off there, right? Especially in the beginning of projects. So that's why I'm discriminating based on engagement. And but that is going to be a great one to mint. I'm excited for that one. It's going to be minted in the New Year's. But let me go to check DMs here and see.
Also, you know what I
Yeah, I
was?
just
Oh,
took
go
that.
ahead.
I gotcha.
Sorry.
Hold on. I'm going to pin this tick and then I'm going to come back to you. All right.
Okay.
Uh, Pin this. So what Boss was saying, a vaulted Floki Dragon giveaway. In honor of 4 years vaulted, we are giving away a rare Floki Dragon to a lucky B&B vault buyer. So if you buy some vaults on B&B, you post a screenshot in that comment and you tag three friends. And it ends on the 19th of January. So you have some time. Engage with that if you're just supportive. Otherwise, go ahead and get yourself a bag of Vault Inu on the B&B and take that screenshot and then win something. Chris, get after it, my guy. Get after it. All right, Tick, back to you. Aubrey was on stage. I wanted to say hi and wanted to know how her Christmas was, but
Oh,
she
nothing. I was
talked.
just mentioning the Lurky campaign and how they have a couple things that they just want to like touch on, and that's royalties and speaker earnings, why royalties matter. There's a couple more things on the hit list. That was Wasabi,
Yes.
Lurky, Spicy Vault, B2B
Yeah.
host marketplace, and clippable
So
content.
I've been saying this before, right? This is not the last. So Lurky is that AudioFi for spaces. And why is this bullish? Well, we started out the space, especially in the New Year's. I'm going to hone down on the fact that we need multiple streams of income. And everything that you do, even if it's just fooling around on X, has the possibility of landing you that passive income. Speaking in spaces, also passive income. And that is going to happen to AudioFi. And it's not just about earning royalties from the projects that you talk about, then the information gets into either the LLM or the API keys, right? So the information is spread. So I'm doing very well on the royalties there. You can also stake some lurky in the spicy vault, the wasabi spicy vault, and that always also makes you able to leverage trade lurky over there. So that's a good one. Also, there's this business to business marketplace. So if you are a speaker or a host, right? You can actually get, uh, how do you say, jobs towards you, offers towards you to speak for projects, right? That people want to hire you to either host a space or talk about the project in spaces. So you get directly rewarded, and that's that business to business thing that Lurky got. Also, it's not just when I'm talking about Vault Inu, right? It's in the mindshare, and I'm always on the leaderboards on Lurky, so you can actually promote the projects that you are bullish on in this way as well. And so, if you are an aspiring KOL, a project leader, a community leader, or anything in between, and then you can go ahead and join Lurky and then get that in that mindshare, get your projects in there, right? That's a nice way of doing it too. Today, there's also the new Wire campaign, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm,
Now,
I don't.
yeah,
Is it
yeah,
for
yeah,
real?
I saw it in the team chat. Yeah, so
Mm,
let me
no,
go check.
the only one that's live right now is going to be just the Lurky campaign. It looks like from
Yeah, all right. So
uh,
maybe Wire starts after the weekend, but there was something about it. Let me just go ahead and check.
And right now, what I'm doing is I'm on Wasabi, where you can actually stake your lurkey for S lurkey, um, and there's a high yield rewards on, and you earn points on by staking. Actually, I don't know if there's a yield, but there is points. So I'm actually in the process right now. I'm gonna stake. I'm doing this all on the live stream. I'm gonna stake a little bit of coins. Do something like that. Deposit. Let's see. And so now I should let's see. Current APY. It says nothing, huh? Spicy Lurky Vault. But yeah, staking. You can stake Lurky. There's a on their website. It says, um, it suggests you do it basically. Yeah, I forget where I saw it, but
You know what's funny?
yeah.
Because Click and other big accounts, we are always in the top 10
Uh huh.
and together. And of course, when you, just like with Sang, let's touch on that a little bit in a little bit too, because that's another way of creating some more of these income streams for yourself using spaces. And so, Lurky here also has the ability for you to stake some Lurky so you can get a multiplier on the leaderboard. Now, Click has Lurky bags, but he staked them all and then he rugged his own multiplier for the leaderboard. That was kind of funny.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so
So,
you need to hold
uh huh.
Lurky
Hold on.
for the
So
multi
don't
to get a
stake it.
multiplier of max 3x. And so, but he then staked all his
Uh
Lurky,
huh.
and so the multiplier didn't go anymore.
Ooh, yeah. My multiplier is only at 1x. I don't think I staked enough.
Yeah, boss.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys see Will Me Free, but I see him on my end. He joined maybe like a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I see it. We just wanted to get some things off the docking table.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Go
No,
ahead,
no
Mom.
problem. We sometimes need to touch on some things because that keeps us this space afloat as well, you guys, right? It's a
Knowledge.
yeah.
That's the knowledge, man. That's what I love coming to y'all spaces. You guys drop knowledge and other ways to make some incentives.
For sure.
Yes, exactly. Because,
Yeah.
like I said, everything you are all about your time here on earth is finite, right?
It's
And
free.
so you need
Uh,
to, yeah, you need to give yourself the opportunity. So everything that you do can come back to you, but you need to open, you know, the door there, and you need to know maybe some doors. And sometimes your mind just needs to be open towards that, right? Because yeah, we're not here for nothing. We can have fun and enjoy and all these good stuff, but we can also get paid at the same time. What's wrong with that? That's what I call just a double whammy, right?
mm-hmm.
So let's say hello to Vault Me Free. Vault Me Free, how you doing?
Ah, what's going on? Wow, I'm doing good. I'm voted as usual. Just I just came up, to holler, come up and talk a little bit. I'm out here in the streets, doing my thing. But uh yeah, you were talking about Christmas, Christmas Day, I went and spent did a little thing at the house and stuff, but I went and spent time with my five daughters. Had all five of my daughters in there. And one of our voted members, he had a space, so when I'm in there clowning with them and they knew what I was doing, they, daddy, you always doing that vote talk and all that stuff. So they know that daddy voted and he be, doing he into projects and stuff. But I had on my NFT shirt. I got the one-on-one Michael Jordan as you see, the GOAT and stuff. So, I had the shirt on and Moose was clowning me. So I made all my girls, I said all my kids in here they voted, so they was laughing and stuff. So I said, hey, I said, all y'all let the people know in the panel that y'all voted. And they laid there and said, yeah, daddy got on the VDFC GOAT shirt because we voted. And, everybody got to hollering and screaming. But I just come up and just tell you how my little Christmas went. Appreciate you doing the space, throwing us up there constantly every Saturday. And just appreciate all that you do, the knowledge that you be dropping. But yeah.
Yes, you guys did a lot of fun. Well, I mean, you have five daughters, man. I can barely get around with one. I deep respect there for real. For real. When they get into a certain age, I'm just look. I'm alone, right? So I feel like I need a machine gun at this point, and other stuff, just cameras around the house that could. Okay. Oh my God, I cannot even imagine. But five, you're so blessed, right? So blessed. And
Yeah, my oldest is about to be 24. The
is
youngest
that, yeah,
12.
yeah. All right, so
So
so you know.
yeah, I
That's
know. I know.
oh Jesus, Lord
I
Jesus.
know. You got to think. I raised them myself for 6 years. So yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God. But what a blessing too. What a blessing too, guys. Never skip out that. Look, everybody is saying when I had my child, I was like, you guys, I know it's hard, but it's so worth it. But there's a caveat here. Start freaking a little bit earlier, but because if you're starting late, man, your energy is not the same. And you want to have as much energy for this shit as possible. For real, right? And so, yeah, you guys repost this room one more time. Let's leave a few more comments. Also, you guys, you gotta hop on stage. Hop on stage, even if you do not want to talk, right? If you don't want to talk, you can just sit there, just do with your hand up. I know not to, I'll skip you. However, it is bullish because in the algorithm for spaces, if there's tons of speakers on stage, it really gets boosted in the algorithm this way. So, you guys, Vault Army, request up and just do your hand like this, and it's okay if you don't want to talk. However, I do want to incentivize you to do use your voice though more, right? It's because it's important and you have something to say and it be bullish. And it doesn't matter if you come on for the first time you're stuttering or saying words wrong. I don't care and nobody cares anyway, right? Um, for real, right? In life, nobody cares, guys. Just do it. Nobody cares. You're overthinking tons. And so, also this, but you're always welcome on my stage if you want to go ahead and be a first time speaker. And I'll support. Also, if you want to open a space of your own, if you're thinking, like, yeah, I'm going to host a space, hit me up in the DMs. I'll come and help you out on stage, right? If you're and just get some more people in there and hype it up and support it a little bit. I really enjoy that, you guys. So, Tick, can you touch on a little bit of Song Jam? I gotta go into the kitchen because something's burning.
Oh,
Something's burning in the oven.
yeah. Well, so the Song Jam thing right now, there is a campaign for the Zabal. That is going to be Zal's project that he's doing. They're making a new platform for space discussions, and essentially, there's a campaign where users can participate by talking about the Zabal and the Sang project, Song Jam, which is Adam's project, which is basically like a DJing, music DJing application bought for spaces here on X. And the Zabal is Zal's basically his collective of developers and builders that organize weekly to basically have like group meetings where everyone talks about what they've been building for the week and what projects they've been working on and which tools they've been using and all sorts of stuff. And last week I actually joined them. I think it was like a 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on. I don't want to get it wrong, but I think it was either Monday or Tuesday. But I think it's Tuesday actually. But anyway, everyone, we do screen sharing and everyone just like, shows what they've been working on. And dude, it's very sick. But uh, let me see, there's launching in 4 days. So the Zabal, I don't want to be putting out the wrong information, but from what I understand, there's like a token launch and all these things to get more eyes and involvement into this new platform and all of that. The actual space is the SocialFi uh, platform that has been developed for everyone to basically get together and have a live space. So your avatar basically floats in the on the web page. It's similar to Spaces, but it's slightly different. And then there's some other capabilities that it has as well. But the idea here is that instead of feeding the algorithm and X and pumping their bags, it's like, why not own our data here in Web3? And if we have the opportunity to, we can own our content by hosting our own platform, just putting a link to that one. And then, yeah, we're not just giving our data for free to X and the internet. So I did a terrible job of explaining it, I know, but it's just because like I don't really understand
Well,
it
you
well.
know what, Tick? Adam is not here. So if Adam
Yeah,
wants anything better for this, he's got to show his Heine up here as
yeah.
co-host in his space, right? You're doing the best that you can, but you're doing a good job. Yes, boss.
Yeah, I wanted to also mention that Boinu has a deflationary dex right now. The Ethereum size down, but if you are aping into any project or you have a bag of shit or any project that's long term and you want to help them burn their supply, you could go to multichange.net. Just go ahead and paste the contract, and then the transaction automatically will deduct 0.25% of that goes into burning that token that you're buying, and then also Bueno gets a macro burn. And then also we have the Volted merch. This is the manual burns. Now this goes for every project as well. Let's say you want some shirts for your community. Let's say you want hats, shoes, whatever you want some design. The Volted merch allows you also to buy and burn your supply. So if you don't have a burning mechanism to burn your supply, well, Volted merch got you covered, man. That's what I love about Volt, because well, so I was thinking ahead, to help Web3, all the projects out here.
There we go. What a show. Well, you're getting better, boss, at this. Must say, must say. I see Simon. Shout out to you, Simon. I see you sitting there from the viral crew up there. Also, a lot of people don't understand how these API keys work and how to get paid from these royalties. I'm getting massive paid from royalties, and that's because I don't only talk about the campaigns from Lurky, right? I talk about the campaigns also that use the API of Lurky. That's why I'm raking in so much. Simon, that is real alpha over there. And so one of the leaderboard builders is Adam, always giving us the alpha. That's why Wild One is undone crossover with Williams Racing Team watch worth $800, and that's just for me speaking about things in spaces, right? And right also with products now, right? So for the new year, I like to get a leaderboard built for Vault this way, and so we're gonna talk about that in some DMs, right? And so when you guys, so that's why I said it's important to use your voice, right? So when did his shill right there, he could actually get and earn more votes this way, yeah. So how bullish is this? And so
Wow,
when
that's bullet.
yeah. Yeah, right. So that is the thing here. That's that audio file, you guys, and it's coming, and then not just using Spaces, but now also our own platform for shows as well. And so this is something new entirely, and that's why we have the Sabal token, and that one is going to be launched on the 1st of January. There's also availability for leaderboard on SongJam as well. Especially if you hold a little bit of SongJam, you can really get a good multiplier there for a very low price, and just get yourself situated on there, and then just launch to Valhalla. But yeah, build that for different tokens. I think it's nice for Vault as well to incentivize you guys to go into other spaces as well and do yourself a little bit of shill and earn some more, right? Bless your own community by being in spaces this way. And this, of course, is these are mechanisms that avoid big KOLs and paying for big KOLs with sometimes lackluster results, or sometimes like happened in Frosh lately, was a big KOL who didn't stick with the rules, didn't stick with the things that were discussed, right? That happens too. And so it's better to just bless your own community with this, and you guys just go into spaces yourself, right? And talk about stuff. It's more bullish anyway than that regular people just do it, because it's just like a mouth to mouth thing, right? So when I'm just in conversation, we all know if you talk to your neighbor and you're just being regular Joes together, but that one is telling you to watch out for something, pay attention to something, or buy something, you're more likely to do it than the guy comes ringing on the door trying to sell you something. Ain't it so? Right? And so that's why it's more bullish this way. And you've got to reward community always for showing up. It's part of the bonding experience here. Yeah, nothing was burned, by the way, over at the Wild Oven. I'm not a great cook, I do have to admit, and I'm always doing other stuff as well. That's basically why. But it's still edible. it's, it's still doable. So, just roll with that. Yeah, well, yeah, the one thing that I wanted to tell, that I wanted to kind of close with here, because we're all busy around these days. You guys, I'm traveling to Istanbul
Yes,
on
I gotta
Monday.
I gotta hop off. I was gonna
Yeah,
let you
and
know.
yeah, on Monday I can't do what's the ticker
Okay.
because I'll be in Istanbul. I'm leaving in the morning, and I'm just gonna go for a night over and then back. So it's gonna be hectic, but yeah. So what I wanted to touch on, okay, the rating online, right? So how do we go about growing our accounts on X, getting followers, and also expose your ticker at the same time, right? Or your community at the same time, at least. So usually a good way to do it, and this is not something that everybody does, but I tend to do this lots, and it always works to get good following amount. If you go to your search bar, first get a group. Go with 5 or 10. So if, let's say, Boss is online, Vote Me Free is online, and we see let's say Amalia is online here, Raquel is there, right? We can hook up and make ourselves a little bit of a chat, right? If we come into the same time zone that we post our good mornings in. So Always do 20 replies to other people before you post anything, right? Maybe sometimes a little more before you post your good morning to get good traction with your own content. And that's when you go to the search bar, you get your crew together, your shield crew that's in the same time zone. You're going to do GM in the search bar, and then you're going to go for most recent. And then here's what you're going to do, you're going to have one leader that leads this, that goes to the search bar. The other ones go to the leader account and look for replies. So their replies. And you are going to reply on the same accounts that the leader replies to. So when somebody says good morning, I found the good morning post. I went on the search bar. I saw the good morning. I'm saying a good morning person. And then you guys see that on my account and the replies when you go to my replies and just copy them. And then what you can do is use the lightning strike, right? That's going to leave an impact. You don't even need to mention the ticker, right? But just to get 5 or 10 people immediately coming on your good morning post with that stuff, that leaves an impact for people. That's like, who's this, right? What is this lightning rod about? You don't even need to explain. You're just saying good morning to somebody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And then all of the crew is going to good morning. Now, a lot of people will start following you, right? If you do that. Yeah. So this is a tactic that's guerrilla warfare, basically. Guerrilla replying is this, right? So you're going to do it with 5, 10 people. So the more people you got, the more impact. And this is actually one of the things that the Harry Potter Osama Sonic 10 Inu crew did. They never spent a dime on any fucking marketing. They did all the guerrilla marketing themselves on X this way, and it leaves an impact. So you don't need to mention Volt, just do the lightning rod, right? Everybody using the lightning rod. They can use different words. One can say GM, one can do the morning, have a great day, but use the lightning rod because that is then going to be consistent with 5, 6 people under their post within a minute. Oh my God, people are going to be like, what is this? What is this? I'm going to check it out. I'm going to follow these people. And so this is really powerful, you guys. In the meantime, this helps build your own account, right? People are going to be curious, going to be looking, going to follow you. That's how it works. So that's kind of the alpha. I don't know, boss or Vault Me Free. Uh, if you guys want to set something like that up, when I'm awake, I'm happy to pull a train like that and show you guys how it's done. Like we'll do a little round of that. And you can do it in bursts. So we not do that an hour, because they're gonna get you wrecked. But we do like 10 minutes of it, take a 5 minute break, and then 10 minutes of it again, 5 minute break, and then 10 minutes of it again. And we can do half an hour. You can do an hour, whatever time you got available, right? But it's like a rate train, guerrilla rating, 'cause that's what we're doing, and that's like a cheap way to just grow your own account, but also use that lightning rod as an attention point for people to get curious.
Yeah,
It's
I need to step on my game. I stopped doing my gym posts. It's like it takes. I was like, man, gotta do at least 1 hour in the morning when I wake up, and then that should be
hmm
good. I didn't know that you gotta hit up other people's account first before you do
yes,
your. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So very important because you want to be X is favoring reply guys. That's why you see posts like reply guys win. Yeah, that's how it works. You need to show love to 20 to 30 people, and then the algorithm will show you some love too with your post. If you do not do this, your post is getting buried. And it doesn't matter what content, you can have fire content. You can sit there as a girl in lingerie. You can sit there as a guy in a Lamborghini, right? In your Lamborghini taking a picture. It doesn't freaking matter. It gets buried in the algorithm because you did not show other people love. So if you see big accounts that could really tons of traction, and they're small accounts so they don't have much followers, exactly what they're doing is doing like more than 1,000 replies sometimes a day, you guys. This is a 24-hour jobs for these people. It's crazy, huh? Now, if you have tons of followers, I can get away with not replying so much. At one point, you don't have to do that anymore. But in the beginning, to build, yes. But also to get attention to yourself, especially if you do it in this way, like I said, and do it with 5 to 10 people. So look, there we find people in that when I do the good morning search, you find people that say good morning every day, but maybe get 1 or 2 people to say it back to them. So if you're going to be under there with 5 or 10 Volt Army people, you're going to leave an impact because that's the best day of their good morning post they will ever have. Yeah. So they will be like, "What? What? I get so much engagement. People love when they get something. That's the deal. This is all. This in life too. You gotta. That's how you become magnetic and persuasive, because you need to be talking like you're giving people, and you always kind of need to be that way, right? You got to give the alpha. You're gonna have to share something, because if people don't feel like they're getting anything from you, people are gonna move on.
You're speaking facts. And that's one thing about the One Army, that whenever it comes to rating, man, these guys are beasts. And I think doing a GM post on a big account, that'll grab attention to these guys.
Yes, but not even the big accounts, boss. These little accounts, these are actually new community members, not the big guys. These big guys, they're asking $10,000 for a tweet.
Yeah.
Right? They're gonna not mention anything without getting paid, right? So these you want these little ones that are gonna be buying a bag of $50, $100, it doesn't matter, but they're gonna be a part of the community. And that's more important. They get not just people who want to trade a 1, 2, 3x, but you want people that you want to go to war with, right? People that want
Yeah.
to join up and get the vibes from the community. And in order for that to do that, there's got to be engagement among each other too. Give each other some love on your good morning posts, right? Because that's how you keep each other up, right? And happening. And so the next day, everybody feels like they can do another good morning post and enjoy what's happening, and get that engagement, get some followers, because that's what everybody wants on X ultimately, right? And then in the new year, we're also gonna talk a little bit on how to get you guys monetized, because we gotta hurry up, because here's the alpha on that tick. I'm gonna give you a fair warning for this too. You want to get on this boat, because the things that we need to do to get monetized are gonna change. So first we needed 5 million views, but it looks like in the new year we're gonna need 15 million.
What?
Yeah. So yeah.
That's crazy. What the hell?
Yeah. So within 3 months, mind you. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So they already did the time thing that changed, right? So they changing stuff. So nothing stays the same, and that's why you want to get these things done, you guys, right? Because why do you want to get monetized? Well, you know what? The Elon shekels is not that much. I have to be honest with this. Like if you have an account with more than 3,000 engagement throughout the day, so that means that I need to average about 400 or 500 comments on every post that I make, you'll be looking at $500, $600 every two weeks. In order for you to get these 500 per post, you need to be on X freaking 24/7 replying, right? So for income, this doesn't do much. However, when you're monetized, you are getting an ultra boost in the algorithm. Yes, right? Also, you get back pay for all the engagement that you got when you first got your blue check mark. Some of the people that I know got a few grand because they had older accounts. And so when they got monetized, they got all this back pay. Yeah. Also, like I said, you're going to get a boost. So everything else that you promote, like a referral link in your bio or something else that you're making or selling, right? You're getting that extra boost. So it's definitely worth doing it. It doesn't take much time. It takes about a couple of weeks of you focusing in on that a little bit, and set yourself a challenge of doing that. Within a couple of weeks, it can be done, right? I got monetized like in what was it, 8 days or something like that. So it takes 3 days for you to get jiggy with the algorithm, and then you can go ahead and then spend an extra 5 days replying, and you will rake it in. It's not a big deal. It can be done, you guys. So I want to incentivize everybody to do it, right? I'm going to tell you how on Saturdays here. Not today because
Bullish.
this is gonna, yeah, it's bullish, you guys. Because yeah, you want to have your account being jiggy with the algorithm, right? And maybe for some people that these Elon shekels is actually something. I don't know what your financial situation is, but if you're, maybe you're not living in the States, or you're living in a country where, 50 or $100 every 2 weeks can really help, right? And hey, maybe it helps you if you're living in the United States or in the Netherlands or wherever on earth, right? I don't know what your situation is like, and it can really help out. It can in the least pay for your blue check mark, right? So you're sitting on X for free, right? So a good deal, I think, and it only takes a little bit of your focus. So I'm gonna touch on that. I wrote it down for next time. So for the Volt uh, community here on Saturdays, we're gonna in between have, of course, conversations, but there's gonna be a little bit about LP trading, and we're gonna touch on a little bit of monetization tactics on the X account. How's that for you? I want to move to. Oh, yeah, go ahead, boss.
Yeah, I saw you a DM because I'm not able to pin stuff. I because usually I do the report every week of the burns that we do. You know, like, when you look at these burns, they're like micro burns, but you got to remember when this project starts killing these zeros, it's not gonna cost you $7 or a couple of cents that it costs us right now as a community to burn these tokens. You see SHIB struggling. Their dream was always to get to 1 cent, and they couldn't make it because they didn't have a really deflationary mechanism. But on the other hand, well, every week you got tokens going to the dead wallet. I sent it to your DM
There's
and
no way that Shiba can do it, but Volt can do it.
facts.
And that's a fact. And yeah, everybody was Shiba $1. I was like, you're not gonna make a .com. No, never will happen, right? But Voltino, it can do that because of the deflationary mechanism. So that means that the value of the tokens that are left are going up because the supply is being squeezed, right? That's basically, in essence, what it is. So I pinned it up above. Thank you. Pin it up above. Thank you, boss, for sending it in the DMs. Right. So pinned up here, you guys, what the birds are. Right. Stay with it and look that up. I want to talk to Aubrey here because Aubrey is one of these girls that are just rocking the timeline. The last 6 months, Aubrey, I see you going, growing, talking in spaces, getting it together, making these munions. How you doing, Aubrey?
Let's fucking
Let's
go.
fucking go.
What's up,
Let's get
everybody?
her. So my kind of girl right there. You guys, you need
Heck
to get
yeah.
excited. You need to be bullish on yourself and get excited, right? Because one
Absolutely.
life, geez,
Shamelessly bullish. I
shamelessly.
mean, what else do you have to lose? And really, like, at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit anyway. We're all just here grinding the timeline
Nobody
and
cares, right?
nobody cares.
Nobody
So just be
cares.
you. Let it all hang out.
No, for real,
Hope
for real.
everybody.
Look at
Right.
how you grown, right? Your attitude, the way you speak, everything over just the last month.
Oh,
What a
yeah. I mean,
transformation.
when I first started speaking on spaces, I was a timid little thing that, didn't really know the space and, but I've definitely grown and I still have growing to do. So, yeah, here I am, ready to rock and roll. Let's do it. Hope everybody had a
Let's do
wonderful
it.
holiday too. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. Hope it's a good time.
Well, you know
Yes,
what?
yes.
Also,
Wild,
I'm
I
also
do have to
shameless
hop
there.
off though.
Yeah,
You're gonna have
we
to
need to
close it
close
out
this
without me.
down.
I'm sorry.
We gotta close
I just
down.
I have to hop
Tick
off.
party
So
pooper. No, Tick is right. I gotta go too, you guys.
sorry about that.
No, no problem. Also, my DJ board is fixed, Tick. So, I'm the first song that I played. Let's actually let's do that
Very
again
sick.
because I recorded it. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So I'm sitting here with just doing some DJing too. I'm way too busy, but I wanted to do some hobbies in there too. I was not doing enough creative stuff, so told myself that in the new year we got to get ready for all of that. But for here now, the outro. Let's get that one. It's not hooked up yet for the outro here for what's the ticker. Let's go. Let's see what that does. You guys, we are back again then on Tuesday because Monday Wild is gonna be in Turkey. Doing stuff over there. And so we'll catch you again on the Tuesday, and then regular spaces again, except for Sunday. Now tomorrow I'm gonna be at 7 p.m. my time. So that might be anywhere like freaking 1 p.m. or 10 a.m. When you're in the States, somewhere around there. And I'm going to be with Own the Influence. Yeah, Own the Influence. Odie. And I know you must have seen him on a timeline somewhere, possibly. Right? That's Own the Influence. And I'm going to be jumping in their space tomorrow. Let's go. What's the ticker? What's the ticker? Here we go.
Let's go.
Let's
Appreciate it,
go.
Tick. Wow.
You're welcome, you guys. You're welcome. Let's go.
What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag. Send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fat. Got a runner on the map. Solana sniping like a gat. And the SOE is moving quickly. I'm the squeezing where they at. I'm trying to bring the Mimquins back. 1,000x it's gonna land. I got it chilling in the back. And the gas fees are gonna slap. Where's the ticker? Where's it at?
Yes, you guys. Get some Voltino. Yeah, make a screenshot on the BNB side and win yourself NFTs. Also, follow each other, show each other some love on a timeline. Recognize, right? We're going to win so hard in 26. Tick.
Oh, yes. Thank you for pulling up, you guys. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Stay bullish.
Stay bullish.
What's the ticker? Where's it
Oh, yeah. I have to do Adam again. What?